Welcome to Real Outdoors. This week, we're going to change it up just a little bit. We're going to get off the fishing topic, and we're going to talk about whitetail deer hunting. So we got to give a shout out to our sponsors. We got Mick Ultra. Thanks for sponsoring this episode. Also, Captain Chuck's too, here in Ludington, Michigan. If you haven't been there, full archery shop. They have a ton of great products. So give them a call. Check them out online. Stop in the store if you can. So let's meet our guests and get the show on the road.
Hi, I'm Randy Dureski. I am the archery tech here at Captain Chuck's 2 in Ludington, Michigan.
Hi, I'm Scott Keekstra, owner of Captain Chuck's here in Ludington, Michigan.
All right, so here we are at Captain Chuck's, and we're going to change things up just a little bit. We're going to do a little bit about bow hunting. We're just getting ready to go into the season. Fishing's kind of in between seasons for that, so steelhead are just starting to go now. So let's talk about some bow hunting topics, like how about scent control? So what do you do to control your scent and like cover scent, control scent? So not attractant, but control.
I think one of the biggest things is making sure you take care of your clothing. So make sure you keep it clean. I use the Scent Away products to keep all my stuff washed. I also use some things like what do we got here? Some of the Evercalm. Sorry, I couldn't think of what it was called. Sure. But yeah, the Evercalm is really important. I use that on my boots, on the bottoms. I use that on the trees sometimes. It's just a calming scent, so those deer relax. And those are the biggest things for me. I mean, obviously, I spray down. I use Scent Thief. I started using that about 3 years ago, and I absolutely love it. It's been great for me. I walked up on a deer last week within about 6 or 7 yards. I mean, never knew I was there. So
awesome. Yeah, that's the Evercalm thing is definitely something I'll talk about as well. Now, like as far as like your clothes, like what's your schedule? How are you washing them every time you go? Are you?
No, I don't wash them every time I go. I wash them every few times, and then I keep them in a bin, usually either with a scent wafer or with an ozone, a little portable ozone in it. So those are the two ways that I keep track of them. But yeah, it's every third or fourth time, depending on the situation. If I'm out on a really hot day, then I'll wash them obviously more than I would if I'm hunting in 30-degree weather. So.
What about your clothing setup? Like, how are you?
Base layers. I always start with base layers and work my way up that way. I think the base layers are nice because you can hunt with them even in the early weather. It might look a little funny, but you can wear them out in the if it's 70 degrees and you're hunting, and then just layer up from there. I think it's one of the most important things when it comes to scent control.
All right.
One thing I learned a long time ago was, I have kids and a wife and one washing machine. I actually go through the painstaking process of pushing a button and running a single wash through it before I ever put my hunting clothes in with my scent protection. So I'll run a load through the washing just to get any of that detergent that my wife uses. That way I don't run the risk of getting that on my hunting clothes. Is it worth it? I think so. But I also use cover scents going out, Scent Thief, anything, because I don't wash my clothes every single time. I do like Randy. I'll put them in a bin. Scent wafers are awesome for that. You can get them bins at any local Meijer, Walmart, and you can fold all your clothes up in it, throw a scent wafer in it, and it lasts, a few times out there. So every third or fourth time, unless I get bloody or
sure,
rain but washing is important though.
Yeah, so I'm pretty much the same program with my clothes. I actually will wash like you do. I'll wash the washer. My wife watches this. Some of you in so much trouble. She doesn't. You do laundry? You wash the washer? So I actually take scent killer and spray it into the washer. In my dryer, I do the same thing. I spray it in there. I will run the washer, and then I spray like a scent product in there. I take the lint trap out. I clean the lint trap 100%, and I spray that out too. And then we have one of these steam washers, so I'd run the steam cycle and let it basically clean itself. And I will put baking soda in the washer when I cycle that. I'll just run in like a really short cycle on it, but just get everything clean. Then what I'm doing, same deal. I use a tote. Plano makes one of the rubber seal in it. It lives in the back of my truck most of the time, so nothing gets wet, but scent doesn't go in and out either. And I put all my stuff in there. I, wear a minimal amount of clothing driving to my stand, which if I ever got pulled over, it might be hard to explain. But you know what? I have some Mick Ultras, and maybe that could explain. No, I'm just kidding. So, so I do that, and then I actually, walk away from my truck and put all my clothes on, and away I go. And I spray everything down. I spray my bow down. I spray my binoculars down. I don't use binoculars. My binoculars stay in my scent box. I don't use them in the truck and then grab them when I go. Same with my calls, all my stuff. I spray my phone down or wipe it down. I mean, maybe I'm a little paranoid, but that's my process with it. Also, so I've had the maybe privilege to be hunting with quite a few different guys over the years on different hunts for whitetail, and I've kind of picked up little things that each of them do. My brother-in-law Greg, he washes all his clothes for the whole trip, and then he packages them all in these big Ziploc bags, and then they go in a tote, and then he has a scent-free tote, and then a scented tote, and he just rotates through his stuff. So I started doing that. It seems like a good way to keep your stuff fresh, especially if you're on a hunt. You don't have access to a washer and dryer or, that kind of stuff. Every time I hunt, every time before I go out, I take a shower with scent control. Every time. I mean, I have not gone hunting because I didn't have time to take a shower. I think if you can keep your scent out of the woods as much as possible, that's the way to do it. And rubber boots.
Yep.
Yeah,
Always wearing rubber boots. Doesn't matter what the temperature is. I'm always wearing them. They're not the rubber. They're the rubber boots I hunt in. I don't. And if I check my trail cams, the same thing. I wear my rubber boots. I usually spray myself down. I don't necessarily go shower and do the whole thing. But I don't want to. I leave as little scent as possible when I'm going in. Evercalm, I think it's down there.
Yeah.
So this product, it's Michigan made, I do believe.
It is Michigan made.
Somebody told me about it, and they make these little dispensers that you hang in trees. And I put one out, and when I first heard about it, I was skeptical, but I'm going to try it. Why not? And I had a buck come around, and that buck was anxious. He was like, looked like he was going to take off at any moment, and he came downwind of that and just relaxed. Put his nose down and started grazing on the food plot, and I'd never seen anything like that. And I have seen that repeatedly with Evercalm. Evercalm's pretty incredible. And now they make this scent fire, and last year in Illinois we used the scent fire, and the same thing. The scent fire is an electronic device, remote control, and you can release scent however you want. It'll do a timed deal or whatever, but we used that in Illinois, and I watched it work more than once. So it was pretty impressive. As far as I haven't tried these scent wafer things, but I always use pine boughs. But I'm always hunting in pines for the most part.
Right.
So I'll put pine boughs. I don't leave them in there very long, and I'll cut new ones and put them in. And that's the thing. My dad we used to hunt in an orchard, and he'd always crush apples with his boots when he walked in. And I'm like, oh yeah, that's kind of a good idea. And I did that when you could still bait. I would do that, and I've actually had does lick my tree stand ladder on a climber or on a ladder stand. I gotta imagine that they were licking the apples. So
yeah.
I think that scent is something that you really need to pay attention to, and but also picking a stand according to the wind directions and that thing.
100%. When you go through and you try to do everything that you can to cover your human scent, you always have to keep in mind what way is the wind coming from, because there's not a product out there that's going to cover your scent 100%.
That's what I was just going to say. I'm a firm believer. There's no way you can beat them 100%.
Yep.
You just can't.
No, they have really pretty incredible sense of smell and yeah, and good instincts. I do believe. Why do people shoot deer during the rut? Because deer make mistakes during the rut.
Exactly.
But I always kind of figured if I could go hunt in my hunt my set whatever, and I would have mature does that would come within 20 yards of me, I probably am doing a good job.
Yeah.
But when you start going out and the mature does are staying 50 yards away from you, probably time to wash your clothes.
Yeah.
I mean, you can tell if you pay attention to
They're
it.
as smart as any big buck out there.
Absolutely.
Those big does
They're probably older.
Yeah, the big matriarch does, absolutely.
So those are just kind of, I think, all some good points as far as that goes. There's a million products. Every year there's 5 new ones that are the best or claim to be. Definitely, the shampoos and the sprays and the wipes, I think they work. The laundry detergent I use, and as well as the dryer sheets. I believe in all that stuff. But Evercalm is one of those things that I definitely believe in.
I think the wipes are kind of underrated. I like them because I sweat easy. And so when I walk into a stand, if I'm sweating a little bit, I'll wipe my face down, wipe my arms down, and then I might even respray down. But the wipes to me are way underrated.
We used to hunt a lot. Used to hunt in Southern Illinois with Ray, who was just here. And I would walk in basically a pair of shorts, and that's it. And then I would get dressed. I would get to my stand. I would wipe down. I would spray myself down, and then I would get dressed at my stand. It's kind of a pain, but I mean, that's the difference. It's those little, and it goes to fishing too. The difference between being successful fishing and being successful hunting, it's just paying attention to the little details and repeating things that are successful.
Well, I'd say little details and being prepared.
Sure.
It all takes steps, being prepared and being successful. Scent covering up human odor. It's all important. So I agree.
Yep. So if you need any of these products, most of them I'm pretty sure you can get right at Captain Chuck's, and they, really nice bow shop. Randy's there almost every day.
Just about.
He tries to be there every day. Sometimes he has a conflict.
Sometimes I have to go hunting.
But if you want information on any of these products, stop on the Captain Chuck's or send them an email. That they'll be happy to get back to you and get out there and be safe in the woods. And good luck this season.